stop right there. At the time when the WNBA was already at the crossroads, another huge shock just hit the league, coming from our very own Indiana Governor Mike Braun. What he said has completely flipped the WNBA upside down, throwing it into a wild mess nobody saw coming. But seriously, what did Governor Braun say that started all this? The answers could change everything you know about the league, its stars, and what happens next for them. Before we get into the details and serve you the hottest tea, show your support to Caitlin Clark by writing, "I've got the Clark effect" in the comments below. Now, let's break this down, because this story has more layers than a three-tier cake. Recently, the Indiana Fever fandom finds itself at the center of some explosive racism allegations. Now, you would expect the WNBA to remain silent on such pretty issues as they did in Caitlin's case, right? Nope. Without wasting a moment, the league started with the investigation and quickly came up with the conclusion that all such claims are false. Boom. But here's where it gets really juicy. See, the WNBA rushed to investigate the phantom racism against Angel Reese, but they completely ignored the viral video of Griner calling Caitlin Clark trash and a fucking white girl. Barely everyone deserves the right to play, and everyone deserves to feel safe and be who they are when they come to these games. And you know what? I couldn't agree more. But the WNBA seems to have a serious case of selective hearing and vision when it comes to this whole mess. They'll go all out investigating these so-called invisible hate speech claims that don't even exist, but when there's actual video evidence of one of their golden girls potentially crossing the line, they suddenly turn a blind eye to that. Still, there's one person who isn't having any of this biasness, so he did what he does best, speaking up, and that person is none other than Governor Braun.
I state your name.
I, Michael K. Braun,
Do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of Indiana,
and the Constitution of the State of Indiana,
and that I will faithfully and impartially
that I will faithfully and impartially
discharge the duties
discharge the duties
of the office of Governor of the State of Indiana
of the office of Governor of State of Indiana
to the best of my skill and ability,
to the best of my skill and ability,
so help me God.
so help me God.
So he saw right through this whole charade and called it out in the most diplomatic way possible. When he suggested looking into what Angel Reese did, he wasn't just making a friendly suggestion. He was putting the WNBA on notice that their bias isn't going unnoticed by the people who actually hold the power. And let's talk about Caitlin Clark and the Indiana Fever, shall we?
This girl, the Golden Goose, comes along, and she wreaks havoc. She's the Rookie of the Year. She's 4th in the league in MVP voting. 4th in the league, her rookie year, outstanding. She's like Steph Curry. She can pull up from anywhere. You understand? She has that kind of capability. Then won a national championship, lost to LSU one year, we lost to South Carolina another year, but she's outstanding and clearly worthy of being the #1 overall pick. And what I was saying to everybody is ride the wave. Rising tide lifts all boats. She's not a scrub. She's not only can play, she's a star caliber player who draws this attention.
These guys are the best gift the WNBA has ever had. I mean, the fans pack that place every time Caitlin takes the court. And that's not just good for Indiana, it's good for the league as a whole. Let's not even pretend that it's untrue. These very fans are now accused of being racist. Unbelievable. But did they at least get an apology? Nope. However, let me tell you, Governor Braun made it crystal clear that he has zero tolerance for any kind of bigotry or bullying. When comments are made that are out of line, you need to acknowledge it. According to Fox News, he said. Now, I want you all to pause for a moment and recall the patterns. Have you noticed how Caitlin Clark gets criticized for every little thing, while Brittney Griner can allegedly make inflammatory comments on camera and the league just pretends it never happened? This whole situation perfectly illustrates the protected class system that exists in the WNBA. Certain players can do no wrong, while others get scrutinized for breathing the wrong way. But things take a dark turn when we dig deep into it. The timing of this controversy couldn't be more perfect either. It happened right after the Fever absolutely destroyed the Sky, when Caitlin Clark wasn't even playing. Suddenly, these mysterious, hateful comments from Fever fans appeared out of nowhere. conveniently giving the league something to investigate that would make Reese look like the victim. But Governor Braun isn't playing these games. He understands the impact that Caitlin Clark has had on Indiana and basketball in his state. He knows that Clark sells out the Gainbridge Arena just like the Pacers do, and has rekindled a lot of that spirit at both the college and high school levels. So this is about protecting an athlete who has brought unprecedented attention and economic impact to Indiana. Fair enough, right? Finally, government officials are getting involved now, and that should be a massive wake-up call for the WNBA. When your bias becomes so obvious that politicians feel the need to step in, you've crossed a line that can't be uncrossed. The WNBA's house of cards is finally collapsing, and Brittney Griner is about to learn what real accountability looks like. Because Governor Braun just changed the entire game by demanding equal treatment for all players. So, do you guys believe the WNBA is playing favorites and ignoring the real issues here? Or do you think they're doing their best to keep the peace and the sport exciting? Drop your thoughts in the comments below, and don't forget to smash that like button and subscribe for more breaking WNBA drama.